Alright, so the playoffs have begun. Game 1 between Toronto and Ottawa has just concluded, and it was an interesting game. If I'm an Ottawa Senators fan, I'm not completely overreacting just yet. Anything can happen, and it is a long series at the end of the day. But if they do want a chance at coming back to win this series potentially, a lot has to change on their end. First of all, it starts from the back. Linus Ullmark did not play a good game today. He needs to be a hell of a lot better. Anthony Stolarz completely outplayed him. He made the saves he had to make. Ullmark didn't really look that sure of himself at any point in that game. Secondly, the Leafs power play looked really good in this one. If I'm a Leafs fan, the biggest question I'd have going into this series is, are the star players going to show up and take control of the game when they get the opportunities? They got a ton of power plays and they capitalized when they had to. And while I don't think that the power play is going to be that red hot for the duration of this entire series, I do think that the Ottawa Senators have to be a lot more disciplined, especially in the offensive zone. They took a couple of penalties that they absolutely did not have to take, because the Sens did have a lot of possession early on in the second period when it was a 2-1 game, but immediately lost that momentum going down 5-on-3 with the Leafs taking advantage. I do think that Toronto looks like a completely different team this year heading into the postseason in comparison to years previous, so we'll see what happens. I have them winning this series in 6 games, but it'll definitely be a fun physical matchup. Let's talk about this one starting off with the first period of play. Early, the Sens actually had a couple of looks, but it's OEL of all people who opens the scoring. Has a clear lane in the slot. I'm not sure what the Ottawa defense was thinking here, but he puts it by Ullmark to make it 1-0 for Toronto. The physicality was picking up, and then Mitch Marner gets himself a breakaway and makes no mistake to extend the Toronto Maple Leafs lead, 2-0 game. The Sens, though, answer back late. It's Drake Batherson who knocks in a loose puck here, gets it by Stolarz to cut the lead down to 2-1. Early in the second, 2 pivotal moments. The first one, Brady Tkachuk here has a breakaway, but he can't get it by Stolarz. Then, the Senators with another chance in the slot here, all alone, but Stolarz another great save, followed by an offensive penalty by the Sens. Tavares then scores on the ensuing power play, and then 2 more penalties from the Senators. This one I thought Matthews went down a little easy, but the call is given regardless. 5-on-3, and the Senators give up another goal. So you see what happens there. They're down 2-1, have 2 glorious chances. They blow those and then take 3 penalties. Leafs get 2 more goals, and at that point it's really hard to recover. So good on the Leafs for capitalizing, but the Sens, if they had a bit more finishing and discipline, could have made this a little bit tighter of a game in the second period. In the third, the Sens get back within 1, but immediately after, it's a bit of a weak one given up here by Ullmark. Morgan Rielly the goal. Yes, it does get tipped off of Matty Highmore's glove, but still, I think you gotta have this one. 5-2 for the Leafs. Great save here from Stolarz with the shaft of the stick, and then the Leafs seal the deal, make it 6-2. Goal by Matthew Knies on the power play. And this is where the rough stuff takes place. Obviously, these two teams don't like each other. Max Domi takes a shot to the face, doesn't like it, goes after Gaudette and uppercuts him, and that is basically where the game finished. So I think it'll be a fun series, back and forth, I'm sure. I also anticipate the Senators to be a bit more disciplined out the gates in Game 2, because the Leafs power play is just that good. And we'll see what happens. Let me know what you think of this matchup in the comment section down below. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll be covering the rest of this series along with Habs, Caps, so make sure you subscribe to keep up to date. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out and take care.